What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Today we're talking about a city that means a lot to me. It's the city in which I spent most of my childhood and adult life, the city of Sacramento, California. And for those of you who remember some of the 90s, rappers like SIBO, X-Rated, Brother Lynch, Mr. Doctor, we had a record label by the name of Black Market Records. And Black Market currently has expanded its footprint. It's now really active in Kenya and Uganda. And I used to live across the street from Cedric Singleton, who is, Sacramento's version of, who would Suge Knight be or something like that. Not that he's crazy or anything, but he really brought that standard of music to our city. And Mozzy was once signed to Black Market. And he told me that Mozzy is the hardest working artist that he's ever met. Him and Master P. Because Cedric Singleton produced Master P's first group album, True, in 92. He distributed it. And he said Mozzy is the hardest working person he's ever met in his life as an artist. But unfortunately, Mozzy, in his elaborate talent, finds himself in a real situation. And what do I mean? When Brother Lynch was rapping in the 90s about, eating, babies and stuff like that. I mean, nobody actually thought that Brother Lynch was doing this kind of stuff. It was rumored that Brother Lynch had a white wife that was bullying him, and that he really wasn't a gangster like that. Although he was associated with 29th Street Crips, Garden Block, that he really wasn't about that life. I don't know how true that is, but it was said that, he was just really talented as a producer and as a rapper, and it was just all lyrics. In the case of Mozzy, it ain't just all lyrics. Mozzy got into it with a very talented rapper, Lavish D, check it. Shout out to him. He's from, I believe, I don't want to say, is it Meadowview, I think? But anyways, Lavish D and Mozzy, people got killed behind that beef. All right? People got killed. People died. I believe from G Parkway, actually. People died behind that beef. Okay? So much so, it was people that was like on either side. He had a beef with Richie Rich and all that. People on either side was talking about their dead homies, their dead rappers. So what ended up happening was Mozzy's life wasn't safe no more. It was so many enemies that even though he was in LA lit because he moved. Because Sacramento, just in my opinion, it wasn't safe. A lot of Sacramento rappers was dropping. All right. Young man by the name of Briss, I believe. It just, a lot of dudes was dropping, right? So now Mozzy finds himself, number one, you're the number one person in Sacramento in rap. You're internationally somewhat being known. You got, features with, people. You're the only one that's really out there that's got people know Mozzy on a level nationwide. But because of the lyrics that you talk about and some of the street beefs you got, you ain't got no choice but to have a gun because you don't know what's going to happen. And that's what happened then. He got caught in 2021 with hella ammunition. It was loaded, a Glock 26 handgun. Now you got to turn yourself in and do a year in the feds. Makes a ton of money. A lot of folks know him, but this is the lifestyle, man. I remember when rap was just about rapping. It ain't about rapping no more. Even in a city like Sacramento, I remember when Sacramento used to get laughed at. We used to go play basketball in Northern California and Oakland, things like that, Vegas. Man, nobody respected Sacramento, man. Like, you from where? You from Sacramento? Like, get the fuck out of here. Now, they put your brains out in the middle of the street. It was like that too in Sac, even in the 90s, but it wasn't really talked about. Now it's known, like, look at Sacramento gangs on YouTube. You'll get 100,000, 200,000 views just like LA. just like Oakland. In fact, you got a lot of Sacramento dudes clicking up with the niggas from Oakland. And what I'm saying is now none of these dudes are safe. Either they're going to get killed or they got to be ready to have the gun because of what they rap about. It's a lifestyle now. And I'm going to talk about this. One of the things that's out right now is, this beef. And if you're from Sacramento, obviously I'm from Del Paso Heights. And, we've always had a long standing beef with Oak Park, even when we used to play Sac High, Hiram Johnson, the South, Luther Burbank. I mean, it's always been a beef between, North Sac and South Sac, but it was most you would most likely get is fighting, right? And we had a little bit of beef with North Highlands and stuff like that. But, to the point that like hoods like Strawberry Manors, which is right next to Del Paso Heights, our grandmothers my mom her best friend is from the Heights. The Jordans and people like the Yarbroughs, people like that you knew growing up. And now the families that came over in the Great Migration, what you're finding out now is their great grandkids are killing each other. When your grandma used to teach me Sunday school in 1991, or was at my mom's first wedding in 1972. Our families was getting married. We used to go to each other's businesses and stuff like that. When my mom got admitted to UC Davis in 1968, it was somebody, I believe it was some Strawberry Manors or from my neighborhood, that helped her write and get the scholarship to go to Davis. This is how black folks, thought then. Now, these folks is killing each other. Think about Mozzie's grandparents, great grandparents, and people like Lavish D, CML Lavish D. Both of them talented rappers. I ain't gonna lie, they good. They grandmothers and they was going to school, same churches together. They knew each other. Might be from the same goddamn city back home somewhere in the South. And people know what I'm talking about is the truth. But now the same people, our grandmothers and stuff that came from the South, trying to find great opportunities from sharecropping in the South to California, to Chicago, to Detroit, their grandkids is killing each other. Imagine if they could get out their grave and see that stuff, man. That's why in Sacramento, I can never talk bad about people from Strawberry Manors. You know how many people from Strawberry Manors helped me? You look at Macedonia Baptist Church, people that went to Mount Olive, Mount Calvary, Deacon Pittman and people like that, Deacon Beaver. Like I couldn't even fix my mouth to say something bad about Strawberry Manors. One of my good friends is Ontario Smith from Strawberry Manors. People like Corey Brown. I couldn't even fix my mouth to talk about them. I grew up with them. Oak Park. He threw a little jabs at Oak Park too, but one of the ladies that wanted to help me get somewhere to farm school went to Shiloh Baptist Church in Oak Park. I could never fix my mouth to talk bad about somebody from Oak Park. I can't. I remember the grandmothers from Oak Park at New Home or New Hope Baptist Church or St. Paul, Shiloh, Trinity, Reverend Howard. I'm going to talk about somebody from Oak Park? These are our people. But it's so bad now, you got to carry guns. And even if you're in another city, you're afraid from somebody from Sacramento going to pop you. Because you can't trust nobody. Everywhere you turn in your head, who's that, who's that, who's that? Ain't no way to live for me, bro. I'm sorry. I hope our brother Mozzie, because I understand he's a very talented businessman too. Hope he come out of this. Hope him and the rest of the city can get to making some great music, man. And really all this dead homie stuff. And, I love our people, man. And shout out to the brothers out there. I just wish that would stop. But like I said, I'm not in that lifestyle, so I can't really tell nobody what to do. But guys, it's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with an episode of Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. We out.